Like you're living more through your screen than the real world? Let's switch off the smartphones and switch on life. Join us as we explore 10 powerful ways to reclaim your vibrancy and truly connect in a world dominated by digital distractions. Are you ready to feel more alive than ever? Tune in now and transform your screen into me time. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate everybody listening, sharing, and getting the message out there. And like I say all the time, welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. Today we're going to talk about unplugged, recharging your life beyond the screen. Increasing aliveness in a world where people are often absorbed in their smartphones involves fostering deeper encouragement with the present moment and cultivating habits that encourage real world interactions and mindfulness. Here are some strategies to help you cultivate more aliveness despite the pervasive use of cell phones. Have you ever gone to a concert and everybody you see is just holding up their phones now and they're watching the concert through their phone? That drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, the way I see it, there's gonna be other people recording it. So how many people actually watch it? Not many. I mean, you will get some that watch it on like TikTok and things like that. But are you ever gonna go back and rewatch that one video that you took? I know I don't. So just be in the present moment and put the cell phones away. Listen to the speaker. Listen to the concert. Be alive. Be present with it. Put the phone away. But number one, digital detoxes. Encourage regular digital detoxes where people intentionally set aside their smartphones for a certain period. This could be during meals, the first hour of waking up, or while spending time with loved ones. The aim is to create spaces where the focus is entirely on the experience and the people around. What I do is I actually put my phone on do not disturb between 10 and 7. I actually switched to 10 and 6 just because of the business I'm in. And when I wake up, I don't look at my phone. I don't go through my phone. The only thing I do is look at my phone for my workouts. I don't go onto Instagram. I don't do anything like that. So set a time, like we'd say no phones during the mealtime. And a lot of times I like to, when we're bowling or something like that, I'd say no devices unless want to do one video where you want to put it out there just so people know you're bowling. But don't sit on the phones. Like actually talk to people. Definitely during meals is one of the most important ones. Number two, mindfulness practices. Promote mindfulness techniques that enhance present moment awareness, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindful walking. These practices help individuals become more conscious of their surroundings and internal states, reducing the autopilot mode that often accompanies excessive smartphone use. I go into autopilot a lot. There's plenty of times I'm driving home driving to a store and somehow I just go home, or I'm thinking think I'm going a different way, but I'm actually going the right way. Like it's crazy how the autopilot works, but you really got to think about going for a walk and just don't take a cell phone, don't take anything, and just go for 30-minute walk to an hour walk. One, you're gonna get some more steps in, you're burning calories, and the other, your mind is gonna just wander off and think about all sorts of different things. A lot of creative moments happen when you're just without the phones, without a podcast in your ear, without the music playing, just you and nature walking around, living life, thinking about the world and what can you change? Like asking yourself questions about what can I change in the world? What's going to make me happy? What should I be doing in my life? All sorts of different things you could be doing and thinking about. Number three, engagement in physical activity. This is one of my favorites. I love physical activity. You really want to do physical activities that requires attention and participation, such as sports, dancing, working out, hiking. These activities not only improve physical health, but also boost mental well-being and force a break in screen time. Working out is my number one thing. I work out at least an hour a day. And I mean, on Thursdays, it's about 30 to 40 minutes, but most other times it's about an hour, sometimes an hour and 10 minutes. I really try and cut it off in an hour. I mean, me personally, I would love to work out like 2 hours a day, but I just don't make that a priority to take away from my kids or anything like that for that long a time. But definitely, if you're going to do it to where you can't just sit there and play on your phone in between sets. Put the phone down, use it for a timer. Don't go into it. Don't go into Instagram, anything like that. Number four, hobbies that involve creation. I like to I mean, I don't really have a hobby that creates creation. I really should, but mine hobby is kind of golf and working out. But involve creative creating something tangible like painting, cooking, gardening. Such activities provide a sense of accomplishment and can get deeply fulfilling, drawing people away from their digital devices. I envy people that can just sit there and draw or be very artistic. I do some woodworking and things like that. I'm not a very big gardener. Don't I mean, I gotta take care of the lawn and stuff, but I'm not like, oh man, let's go get some plants and stuff. I'm not a big painter. I do like cooking. I do cook most of my meals. I do meal prep on Sundays for about an hour and a half. But I cook so that's all lunches, and I cook all the dinners. So I guess that's a hobby, and it takes away from my phone for sure for a good hour and a half, depending on how long it takes to cook. Number 5, face-to-face interactions. These have been gone to the wayside. Like, people are so scared to meet face to face, and it's one of the best things to do. I know me personally, I don't like sitting at home making phone calls, not seeing people. I personally like to be face to face, talking with people. Don't get me wrong, I text a whole lot. I'll talk on the phone, but I text a whole lot more than I talk on the phone. But I really do like the face to face interactions. Interactions by participating in community events, workshops, and meetups. Personal interactions are crucial for building meaningful relationships and can be more satisfying than digital communication. I was at a workshop the other day that I heard a lady talk about how it was hard to meet other business owners in the city that she's in. She was in a bigger city, and so she actually meets more people on Instagram, which is good. But the good thing about it is it's just not a digital relationship. She actually will go and meet the people in person, have dinner, have lunch, and they actually become friends this way. And so it can be a great way to meet people if you're using it right, just not doom scrolling, but actually getting out there to meet people. And it's a great way to meet other business owners because we're all busy, and it's hard to get to some of the community events or all the community events and all the workshops and all the meetups. And it gets daunting after a while, but getting in at least one or two, definitely 2 or 3 a month, is actually really good. But if you can meet other people one on one, face to face, by meeting them online and then going out in the real world, going live with them out in the real world, is still really good. Number 6, educational workshops and seminars. So some of the best things about that is psychological effects of constant connectivity and provide tools for managing digital consumption effectively. Understanding the impact can motivate a more mindful use of technology, teaching people how to use their devices and when to use the devices. We limit our devices for our kids. I limit my device. I do not, most of the time, if I can get to bed or around 8 o'clock, I try not to touch my phone after 8 o'clock. Every once in a while, I might have to. Just depends on how I'm feeling. Am I going to check it? Because sometimes I just don't want that surprise in the morning that somebody's not showing up to work, or I got to go do this first thing in the morning. All sorts of things can go wrong. But in reality, if I don't check my phone after 8 o'clock, nothing's going to burn down most of the time. So think about what you could do to teach people how to utilize their phone, when to turn it off, when to put it on do not disturb mode, when to just leave it in the car if you need to. Granted, it's hard to just leave your phone somewhere and not want to think about it, or like, oh my gosh, somebody's probably texting me. And a lot of times when I get back to my phone, nothing's even happened. I'm like, well, that was underwhelming. I worried about it for nothing. All right, number 7, set personal goals and challenges. What I want you to do is I'm going to challenge y'all to set personal goals that involve real-world interactions or personal growth activities outside of your digital life. For example, joining a local club, learning a new language, or volunteering. Volunteering is an excellent thing. Organizations always need volunteers. If you can get out there, volunteer, and put your phone away, you're going to be better off doing that. Or join a local club, a Rotary club, anything like that. There's all sorts of different clubs out there that you can join. And just think about the face-to-face interactions you're going to get. You're going to be more excited to be able to talk to other people. You're going to learn more things by talking with other people. And you're not going to be on your phone the whole time. It's going to be a nice little break. Number 8, reading and reflection time. I would encourage you to, set aside some time for reading and reflection, which can offer new perspectives and ideas, fostering a sense of aliveness, and personal growth. You can read outside. You can read while you're in a car line instead of doom scrolling in car line. Grab a book and start reading it. 10 minutes of reading a book is going to be 10 minutes of ten better than 10 minutes of doom scrolling. I get caught up in it also. Like, I was supposed to make a reel, but instead I doom scrolled for 10 minutes in the car line, and afterwards I felt terrible about it. But it happens to all of us. We're all human. We're not all like saints and can do the right thing all the time. But just think about it. Bring that book with you. Set some time before bed. Set some time first thing in the morning. During lunch, eat and then read for 10, 15 minutes instead of doom scrolling. Or read while you're trying to eat. I personally don't like to do that, but some people do. I always get lost in the pages whenever I do that. And I'm like, oh man, where did I read again? Where did I start? All right, number 9, traveling and new experiences. And my wife and I are talking about these a lot more, about getting out there and traveling and just having better experiences. We went to Colorado the first part of August for a day and a half, but it was like one of the best trips we ever had. Did 3 different hikes. Kids were okay. They liked some of it, they didn't like some of it, but overall, you didn't get tired. I was barely even on my phone. You didn't get tired of being like, oh my gosh, I just want to be home. It was just in and out. It was perfect. Like a day and a half was perfect. I probably could have done 2 days. Obviously, you could do a week, but once I get past like 3 days, I'm always, oh man, I sure do wish I had my bed. My back starts hurting. Old man syndrome. So travel out to some new experiences can revitalize one's sense of wonder and decrease the impulse to reach for a phone. It definitely did that for us. And you don't even have to go to Colorado. There's so many places in Alabama. There's probably places wherever you live that you've never been to because of the fact that you live there and you think it's so boring and there's nothing to do. But people actually travel to where you're at most of the time, that they want to see what it's like to live there, what can they explore, things like that. Number 10, mindful use of technology. Some of the strategies to use includes turning off non-essential notifications, using apps that track and limit screen time, and being intentional about when and why to use digital devices. And I mentioned it earlier. You got to be intentional about when and why you're using it. One thing I do, I turn off most of all my notifications. I have like one email coming to it, and that's a business one. And you never know when you're going to get the next $1 million deal. But also, my text messages come just in case of emergency, but Facebook, Instagram, like all those are all turned off. These are just major distractions. You can always go in and check them. Most of the time you get a notification from Instagram or Facebook. It's not very important. It's very down on the list, but it's there to distract you, to keep you on the platform, and to make you doom scroll. I definitely don't have TikTok notifications on, which is really good. So also, if it's really hard, turn the screen limit time on. We do it for our kids because they will go all day, all night with it if we let them. But think about those. Those are the top 10 things I've got to help you break away from the phone and become more alive and become more in tune with people and just the overall outside setting. By integrating these strategies into daily life, you can enhance your sense of aliveness and connection to the world around you, reducing over-reliance on smartphones and fostering a healthier, more engaged lifestyle. Let me know in the comments if you have implemented any of these and if they're helping. I know truly for me, it's definitely helping. I do, 4 or 5 of them. I'm trying to get up higher. But we're all human. We all make mistakes and we all try our best. But just keep putting it out there. Kind of like this podcast. Just keep going. 1 a week, and here we are. I don't even know what number we're on, but we're doing good. I appreciate everybody listening, and have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.